On Wednesday, the State Board of Education unanimously approved the results of the A through F school grading system. This year's school grades, using heightened standards passed by the legislature, showed almost 3 times as many schools receiving below average grades compared to last year. The system used to evaluate school performance has been met with strong criticism from many administrators and a report prepared by researchers at OU and OSU. In this ONR Extra, board members and staff answered complaints about both the grading criteria and the study.
Now, this process admittedly has not been a smooth one. Initial problems stemmed from calculation errors on the department's end. Some test scores were factored in later than they should have been, and the department made more than 1,100 updates from data verification changes, not to say the 70,000 data points that went under review after the first review window. Through it all, we kept the grades online for districts to see, believing that full transparency was indeed the best course. The department worked to give districts as much time as possible to update the testing files so that the data we used in the report cards could be accurate. There's been much sound and fury from a number of quarters. Some district superintendents, knowing that some of their schools would be getting Fs, preemptively tried discrediting the grading criteria. Now, if these administrators put that same degree of energy and enthusiasm into turning around their challenged school sites as they did in criticizing the grades, then I'm very optimistic about the future of these schools.
The study that those researchers did, they talked about a 5-point difference between an A and an F, and I need some clarification on that.
Let's say that there are actually truly 50 points between an A and an F, but the researchers said that typically students of poverty score 30 points or less than students who are not of poverty. So they took the 50 points and subtracted out 30 points so that for a school that had poverty, that we wouldn't expect any more than that. When people would look at it, they'd think there's only 2 or 3 points difference between an F school and an A school, but that is not true. That's if you assume that students with certain characteristics have no chance because they will score the way they've always scored before.
It's just interesting because there's a grade to it, everybody's concerned. When you had the old system where there wasn't a grade, you still had this almost exactly the same group of F schools.
This school report gives everyone a clear and understandable grade on how our students are doing. And it is related to academics. And again, we urge parents to get together with their superintendents and to focus on the children. This isn't about adults and about how adults feel. This is about students.